welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing great. If you're new here, feel welcome. My name is Nancy and I do videos on how you can move to the UK as a registered nurse, lifestyle, travel, and anything important to put out here. So be sure to check out my other videos and also subscribe and click on the notification bell so you're notified of any videos that I upload in the future. So today I have decided to do an update on a video I did, I think a year or two ago, and that was on how you can find a job in the UK as a registered nurse. And back then I shared my experience, I shared the requirements, and I also shared step-by-step process on how to come to the UK. But a lot of things have changed since then. Changes keep happening and I keep updating new videos on the different changes that the NMC make to the whole process. But I thought it would be good that today I do a summary of everything. Just so someone who's thinking of coming to the UK can just check this video out and have a clear understanding of what to do from the beginning until they get to the UK. If you're interested in hearing my experience and also to know the requirements, you can check the other video that I did back then up here, and I'll also be leaving a link in the description box down below to the previous video so you guys can check it out. Guys, today's video is a collaboration with Vivian Oseni. She is an overseas registered nurse living and working in the UK, and she also has a YouTube channel about nursing, lifestyle, and other things as well. I'm sure most of you know about her channel, so if you do, comment below to let me know. And if you haven't checked out her channel, I suggest you do, and I'll be leaving a link in the description box to her channel. Let me know if you go and visit her. This video we are going to be discussing the steps in regards to the new process that was started on 7th October that will be appropriate for people who are starting the process now. Step 1 is to know and understand the whole process. Know how much the whole process costs. Costs have significantly reduced, so you guys are lucky. And according to the NMC, the total cost that you're going to incur for this whole process is 1,170, but that's not really the case because the employer pays for the OSCE exam, and then some employers offer to reimburse you the CBT and the IELTS exam, some of them, but you guys have to discuss that in advance, way back when you're still at home. So if you're interested in knowing how much the whole process will cost, including the other costs like TB tests and everything else that comes with the whole process of relocating, please check out my video on total cost for the NMC process right here, and I'm also going to leave a link in the description box below for that specific video. Another thing you should be aware of before you start the whole process is the type of evidence that the NMC is going to be asking for. They're going to ask for things like police clearance, you're definitely going to need a passport, and other things like educational background and registration background. So start understanding that, or start preparing or planning to gather all those documents just in advance, so when you start the process everything is going to be fast. Step 2 is the eligibility test, and this is something that you're going to do online, and you just open the NMC website and you create an account for yourself. They're going to ask you some questions like your country of birth or where you studied, where you're registered, just so they can verify that you have the right qualifications or you're using the right process for you, because you might have studied in a country where you don't need to do all the IELTS and everything. So it's important for you to start doing the eligibility test and answer the questions the best way you can. And it takes about 5 minutes or so for you to open the account and start answering those questions. And this account that you open is the one that you're going to be using to submit all your documents to the NMC for the whole process. You are also going to provide the NMC with the evidence of identity, and you can provide a passport for this. And if you've also changed your name, maybe due to marriage or other reasons, you need to submit the evidence for changing your name as well. And then of course you need to provide the qualification and registration details. If you're already registered with a regulatory body like Nursing and Midwifery Council in whatever country you're practicing in, you need to provide the details of that body to the NMC. And if you haven't registered with any, because now they don't need you to have a license, you're going to provide the details of the body that you would have registered with. And then the NMC are going to contact and ask them if you qualify to register with them. Then from there they'll know if you qualify to register with the Nursing and Midwifery Council in the UK. And then after that you need to pay the evaluation fee, which is non-refundable, and it's £140. After that the NMC will email you and give you the details to the next steps in the process. So people still ask the questions of whether they need to start to do the IELTS or OET exams or start with CBT, and my advice remains that you start with the IELTS exams, simply because once you're done with the IELTS exam, everything else comes easy, and a lot of employers will want you to have your IELTS results before they give you an interview date. So guys, please start with the IELTS exam. But you don't have to do IELTS. There are actually 4 ways that you can prove to the NMC that you have the English language qualifications, and one is IELTS exam, number 2 is OET, number 3 is using your training, and number 4 is using your registered practice. I will be doing a video after this with the ways that you can prove your English language proficiency to the NMC, so subscribe to watch that and to see if you can opt for another way to prove to the NMC that you actually meet the English qualification. Step 4 is the test of competence part 1, which is the CBT exam. So the NMC will send you a message giving you the go-ahead to do the CBT exam, and they'll give you a link which will lead you to where you're going to book the exam. Alright, so the computer-based exam can be done in many places around the world, so you just need to check the closest center to where you are. The cost has reduced to £83. And like I said before, some employers offer to reimburse the cost of CBT and IELTS exam, but make sure you discuss this in advance. After you do the exam, the results will be available to you within 48 hours, but usually it's within minutes or hours. I got mine after 45 minutes of finishing my exam, so they're pretty quick, and then you get your results and then you can move on to the next step. There are new changes that are to be made with the OSCE and CBT exam. They are going to kind of change the way they structure the exam. I've already done a video on this, guys, so if you would like to check out the video on the changes to CBT and OSCE exam right here, please check out the iCard up here, and I'll also leave a link in the description box down below for you guys to check out that video. It's really important for you guys to check out the videos that I'm showing here, because I think I've done a lot of videos regarding this whole process. So step 5 is going to involve you submitting the evidence that is required by the NMC. There are different types of evidence. Number 1 is going to be the English evidence, okay? So the IELTS exam that you did, or the CBT, or the other 2 evidences of training and work experience, you're going to provide that to the NMC. You're also going to provide health evidence, and this is where you declare if you have some type of disability or medical condition, and if you have one, that doesn't disqualify you from practicing as a nurse in the UK. They just want to make sure that you're managing it well, and you'll be able to practice safely and effectively as a nurse when you get to the UK. And then you need to provide the character evidence. Okay, so for the character evidence, you need to provide police clearances or DBS. In each country that you've been living for more than 1 year, you need to provide a police clearance for that country. And if you've been in the UK for more than 3 months, then you need to apply for a DBS and submit it to the NMC. After this, you will need to pay the registration fees, which is £153 to the NMC, and this is actually refundable. And once they assess your evidence, contact your referee, they're going to give you feedback, and that will be like the go ahead to move on to the next step. So after you pass your CBT exam and as you're gathering your documents to submit to the NMC, you're going to be doing interviews and you'll decide on which employer you want. So at this point, they will apply for something called a certificate of sponsorship, and after they get that, they send it to you along with the other visa application documents, and then you're able to apply for your visa. They might decide to pay priority, which costs more, but then you get your visa in a few days, or they might just decide to pay the regular way and you might have to wait for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not sure how long that takes, but people say 2 to 3 weeks, and then you get your visa. Then they'll book your ticket and then you're going to move to the UK. So step 7 is when you are in the UK and your employer is going to let you know who will be your OSCE trainer or who's going to help you in preparing for the OSCE exam, and you will go and do the exam. So most employers do pay for the OSCE exam, and they may pay for transport and accommodation when you go to do the exam. As you may know, the OSCE exam is only offered in 3 universities in the UK, and that is Ulster University in Northern Ireland, Oxford Brookes University, and University of Northampton. So depending on the availability or preference, they are going to book the exam for you, and of course you'll be attending the training and everything. I've also done a video on OSCE exam explaining the step-by-step. The video is here if you would like to check it out. Also on the iCards, and I'll also leave a link in the description box down below. And also remember to check out the video on the changes that are going to be made to the CBT and the OSCE exam right here. Remember it? Watch that too. After you do your OSCE exam, the results will be sent to you within 5 days, they say, but I got mine the next day, so it can be as quick as that. And then of course, after you pass your OSCE exam, all that's left is for you to pay the money for the PIN number to the NMC. I think that was £120. Yes, and then they will send you, they're very quick, they'll send you the PIN on the same day, because I remember I paid mine and then within a few hours I checked my email and I had already got the PIN. Then you'll start your induction as a registered nurse and then start practicing as one. So that's the step-by-step process that you guys need to take so you get to the UK as a registered nurse. It's not hard, it's a lot of steps when they are listed down like that, but once you start to do them, then everything else will just roll and fall into place. It's going to be very easy and time goes quick, so you'll find yourself here in a very short time. Alright, so I hope that has been helpful to you guys. I hope it's easy for you to understand, and let me know what you think down below. Let me know if this video has been of help. Feel free to share this video with other nurses all over the world who are thinking of moving to the UK as a registered nurse, some who are curious how the process works, and I'll be very grateful. Also, if you haven't subscribed, let me remind you again to subscribe for more videos like this. And yeah, if you have any video suggestions or any video you would like me to do, let me know down in the comments below and I'm going to do just that. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.